Okay. So if you haven't looked at it already, I know some of you have already started on it because I opened this module up a long time ago. So good for you if you've already started taking the practice exams. All right. So I built this system and I've seen it work really well with students that actually put the time in and do good on these practice exams. Okay. So just explaining it the way I broke it down is you start off with a 10 question practice exam and you have to complete it in 13 minutes. It is timed. That all of this is to prepare you so that you can actually do good on the real certification exam. Okay. So the last one is the same amount of questions and the same amount of time as the real exam. That's why I call that one the simulator. It's not 2022. I need to update that, but 40 questions in 50 minutes. Okay. And that means you need to know this stuff well enough that you don't have to look it up. You just know it and you're able to answer it because that's, a little more than a minute per question. So you really don't have time to figure something out. You have to kind of know all this. So that's what all of taking these practice exams is going to prepare you for. Each time you take it, it's going to be different questions because it always randomly pulls from a big bank of questions. So each time you take it's different. You'll get different questions. If you run into one that you don't know, don't just retake the exam and hope to get a better score. You should try to research those ones that you got wrong to figure it out and understand it. That's what will actually make you be able to take this certification exam with 100% confidence and no stress. Okay. So please take the time. This entire week is blocked out just for this to take these practice exams. You do have to get a really high score on them to be able to advance to the next one. So you can see under the first one, you got to score an 89. So basically, you can only miss one on each of these. It is difficult, but it's to train you to be ready for the real one. So on the actual exam, you have to get a 700 out of 1,000 score, which equivalent to 70. Okay, but don't use that as your where you're aiming. That's why I kind of set these a little higher bar expectancy. You know, then there's 1 out of 10, and then I think 2 out of 20. Oh, you got to get a 94. So whatever that equates to. Yeah. So I kind of designed them like that to be really kind of rigid to get you ready for it. On the last one, 40 questions, you got to get a 90 on it to advance. And once you've completed that, then you're actually ready to take the real certification exam. So as soon as you do that, you could do that tomorrow if you're there, and you can come to the back row, and I'll have you actually take the real certification exam. Okay. Also, real quickly, just so you know, the procedures or the policies they have in place for when you or if you when you fail, if you fail, uh, you have to wait 1 day, 24 hours before you're able to take it again the first time. And then after that, you have a 5 day waiting period before you can take it again. So that's why it's urgent for you guys to, get through these simulators as soon as possible so that you actually have more time to be able to pass the real one. Hopefully that makes sense. So I blocked out this week and next week dedicated to this. That's a lot of time. So please be diligent. Don't put this off. Start taking these practice exams right away. You can take them as many times as you want, but make sure that you are researching on the stuff that you don't understand. And of course, if there's a particular something that you can't figure out, come back to me and I can help you research it. All right. Any questions about that? No. Okay. Yes. Sorry. Okay. When you remember, you can come back to me. Also, As soon as you actually pass the real certification exam, we will print out your certificate. It's going to go on my wall back here, and you'll get a copy yourself to share with your friends and family. Also, just so you know, the certification exam does give you some really good credentials if you want to make this a career. Okay. That's the whole point and why you're taking it, is to be able to put this on your resume, on your portfolio, your online profiles, to be able to get jobs. But it's a really good thing to show if you're trying to get a game design job. Okay. So it is tough. These questions are hard. The exam is really hard, and it should be, because that's what's going to prepare you for the future.